Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Di's Shorts. And I did a plant tour last week or the week before, and I wanted to share a new little plant that I kind of had my eye on for a while. And this is called a ping or Pinguicula. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's a carnivorous plant. So I thought I would just do a little unboxing. I just thought that would be fun. So this is the one I've got a couple today, but I have some more coming. So I thought, you know what, I'll tape this, and then what I'll do is I'll probably just put all the videos together, so all of these are in one video. So I do have a little one that I got just by itself, and then I ordered some more, like multiple. So anyway, so if you use these, or if you not use them, but if you have these, let me know what you think. They're like a carnivorous plant, so they eat gnats and flies and stuff like that. So, but anyways, so we're gonna try. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So obviously, today is not about stamping, is it? Because a little bit of this and that, that's kind of what my blog is, that's what my channel is. You know, I just have fun doing all sorts of things. So, but when I like something, I get a lot of it. That's what started my stamping. I got one stamp set, and then it blossomed into what it is now. So it's the same kind of thing in regards to, you know, my succulents. You start with one, and then you have 50. And now I've got, you know, some regular plants, right? Like not just succulents, but I got myself a, oh my gosh, a kangaroo paw fern, and it's really cool. So now I've been getting some kind of regular house plants. You know, I have a monstera and stuff. So anyways, so if you like plants, you know, if there's one that you totally love and is an easygoing one, let me know. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to show you these little guys. I'm not going to pot them up. I'll show you how I think I'm going to pot them up. And so yeah. So anyways, so let's get started. So close your eyes for a second while I get my camera adjusted. And then if you are new to my channel, I'm in the chat room during the video premiere, so head on over there, okay? All right. So it just came in a little box. I'm just kind of hiding that, but this is where I got it from, Rainbow Carnivorous Plants out of California. All right, so I'm just gonna cut the box open. All right. And it came UPS, and it came pretty fast, I think. All right, so here's our little box, and it's just got a QR code. Okay, care tab, awesome. So I'll keep that, and it's packed really, really well. And usually when I order, because I use the Whatnot app, so that's where I've been getting all my plants. I mean, the kangaroo paw I got at Home Depot, but it just jumped in my cart and it had to come home with me. But most of all the plants I've been getting recently are off of Whatnot. Now these were off of Etsy. All right, so this is, so I can't remember, because you can order them different ways, right? You can order them just by themselves. You can order them potted. You could order them with dirt. So this is the first time I ordered from this place. So I was like, well, let me just get a little bag of dirt. Because you have to use special dirt. You can't just use potting soil. You have to use a dirt that has like no redeeming qualities at all, because the plant gets its food and stuff from the bugs. Right? All right, so let's see here. And then they come in these little containers with the little name on them. I think I just got 3 from this order. Yeah, just 3. All right. And so this is what these are. They're Pinguicula. Maybe that's how you pronounce it. And then they have a fancy name like that. And they just come in a tiny little, it looks like, you know, we had lunch at Five Guys, and it looks like what we put our ketchup in. All right, so I'm just going to rip this off. And I want to kind of hang on to this so that I know what the heck it's called. All right. And it's in this little container. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All right. So we have, it's wrapped up all lovingly. And this is the Jamavensis cyclosecta. Oh, there's a couple of them. Now I don't remember if I ordered two, but there's a couple of them. And I'm going to get some tweezers. Hold on. All right, so I'm just going to use tweezers to get these little babies out of here because they're kind of fragile. Come on. Unless it might be easier with my hand. All right. But look how cute. Look how tiny that is. And it's got some purple around there. So cute. I'm just going to use my fingers and be extra gentle. All right. So there's two of them in there. You are cute. All right. So I'm just going to put this like that just to kind of keep them a little covered. All right. Now this one is the Pinguicula. And then I think this means it's crossed. I think they're like a hybrid. Like I think this rainbow carnivorous plants, they would you call it breeding? I don't know. But I think they develop their own, you know, they mix and match. So that's why I think it's this one crossed with this one. All right, so let's see. So some of them flower. I don't want to throw anything away. That's not supposed. Ooh, this guy looks a lot bigger. Can you see in there? Oh, look how big he is. I guess it's a he. Look how big he is. He is a big one. He is a big one. So he's cool looking. So again, I'm just going to kind of leave him in there till I plant, till I plant him. Okay. And then this one is a Pinguicula. And this is an El Mirador. So this one isn't it's just like species. I guess that's what that stands for. So this one isn't a cross. It's not a hybrid or something. Because it doesn't have that X. Now, I don't know much about these. I've watched some YouTube videos. And this, ooh, what is this one? This one's a little green one. Ooh, this one's kind of cool. Look how green he is. Let me pull him out. Look how green that one is. And they remind me of succulents, right? Because it looks kind of like an echeveria. Oh, and look, there's a baby. Look at, he's had a baby. Look at that. That's a little tiny baby one. That's kind of cool. I got a little hitchhiker there. So they kind of remind me of that echeveria. So I have one. This is the only one I have, which is this one right here. And I can't remember what this one is. Now these are called Butterworts too. But I don't know the name of this one. I could probably lens it. That's not always the best thing. But this is just in a self-watering little container. And so you put sphagnum moss on the bottom. And then you put the special soil. And then you plant the little Pinguicula in there. And then I also got some live moss. So I just kind of put some moss around there to kind of fill it in. But, and then you have to, I have them under the grow light. And I need to read up more, make sure that that's not too much, you know, not too much light. And then you can only put, they always have to have water, right? You don't want to let them dry. And you have to use either rainwater or distilled water. So I just have distilled water. But anyways, so you can see where this little guy's getting some of those little things coming out. But anyways, so what I could see, there's a little gnat flying around. Go over there. Look. Are you hungry? Get that gnat. So anyways, but this is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Now, I do have a special pot coming that's for pings, but in the time being, I'm going to try this. So I ordered this as a 3D printed pot, pot. And Jeff just punched some holes in because I was going to use it for my succulents. But now that I've got these pings, I'm like, oh, I want to use them for the pings because I think this will give them a lot of room to spread out. But you need water. So then I said, well, punch some holes. It doesn't look too attractive, but you know, it is what it is. But you want to have water come through. And then I have this tray. These do not go together, but I have this tray. And I'm just going to put it in here, and then I'll just put water in here, and then that should feed, you know, it should keep this wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pot this up. So I'm going to put that, you know, that sphagnum moss, you know, in the bottom because you want it, you know, because that's going to soak up the water. Plus, you kind of want to put that moss so the dirt doesn't go out the hole and kind of plug it up. So I'm going to do that. And then I'll put that special soil. I might as well use what they sent. And then I'm going to plant these little guys. I'll put some moss around. And then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like after I get it potted. Okay? So I got it all potted up. And I think it looks cute. Now, I should have... It might have said, I don't know, it might have said to rinse the dirt, but I didn't. I just potted it up. So when I'm watering it, you can see that the bottom tray is getting, you know, a little dirty just because of the dirt. So, you know, I might just water it from the top every once in a while to kind of clean that out. But I love how it turns out. Now, it looks kind of weird right now. Because they got to, you know, get used to being here and all that kind of stuff. But, and then the moss will kind of grow around and fill it in, and then they will get bigger. But you can see I put that little baby in there, but then I also found another little baby. And, I don't know if you can see or not, but there's like some little leaves. So when I was moving some of these little guys around, there were some little leaves on the paper towels. So if you just pop them on, they should root, you know, and make more. But so I'm so excited. So here's like the one I showed before. And this is just in a self-watering pot. This one I'll just have to keep an eye on, you know, this water here, that it stays on that, you know, that little hole or whatever. There's holes in the bottom of the pot, so I don't know if that would soak up water as well. We'll just, you know, kind of play it by ear. But I'm super excited to see. I don't know if you can kind of see from the side. Yeah, and then I just stuck their little name things in there. I don't know if I'll leave them in there or not. But anyways, so today in the mail, I got a few things. I got some air plants. I got 3 African violets. I have not had an African violet in years, so I'm hoping they do good. Who would ever think that you could order plants in the mail? It still just baffles me when I'm unwrapping these plants and how beautifully they're packaged. So anyway, so these are my Carniverous plants that I got today. And there's Belle Simplicity is where I got these from. And the girl that on whatnot, and her name is Samantha, and she is so sweet, and that's where I got these from. So this is called the Purple Pitcher Plant, or Sarracenia purpurea is the official name. And then it's a carnivorous plant which traps flies, ants, and other insects. You read this. Leaves have downward pointing hairs, pools of digestive water, and waxy covered inner walls which prevent escape. You want to feed half-strength fish emulsion fertilizer once a month, spring and summer. Distilled water, keep a 1/4 inch water in the saucer all year. Soil is peat moss with perlite, and there is dirt in there, which when I repot them into here will fit that thing. And I do have perlite, and I also have carnivorous food or carnivorous plants soil, so I'll just have to read it. And then the temperature. So this part says plants require a 30-day rest at 40 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter to grow well again in the spring. Okay, so I'm just going, is this winter? Are we getting to spring? But anyway, so these are very cool looking. So look at them. So they have that, you know, they look kind of like a water pitcher, right? Like if you tilted this, it would look like, you know, a water pitcher. And I don't know if these little flaps go down or what, but they're very, very cool. And I want to see if you can, I don't want to touch it. I want to see if the camera will focus. I want to get one, maybe this one you can see better. Okay, I'll do the other one because I got two. All right, I got two of these. And this one's cool. It's got some little moss growing in there. So that's pretty cool. All right, so this one, you can see those little hairs better. So see that? See those little hairs in there? And then it said easy to grow, water with distilled water or rainwater, keep wet at all times, place in a sunny window. I'm just going to put mine in my grow lights. I mean, I could put it, you know, I'm going to put some around my plants. So I have plants in the house, in my studio, so I'll just kind of put them around, you know, different places. But place in a sunny window, and it just says, hollow leaves lure insects with color, nectar, and even odors of rotting flesh. I don't smell it, thank goodness. Insects enter and cannot escape. Wax particles coat the insect's feet so that they slip. Translucent windows fool insects with false exits. Downward pointing hairs permit one-way traffic only, down deeper into the leaf stomach. Liquids inside the leaves dissolve and digest the meals. So there you can see those hairs. So see that? And there's a gnat in there already. See that? There's a gnat. So that's pretty cool. He's earning his keep already. There's a couple little, the way these are wrapped, they use, like fiberfill or whatever that you would put in a pillow. You know, it's really, really fluffy. That's what they use to wrap the plant. So they put that fiberfill all around and tape it. And then that protects the plants. And these ones were inside like a plastic, you know, probably where they came from originally, you know, because Sam went to a plant show. So anyway, all right, so I got 2 pitcher plants. Very, very cool. I'm thinking I should name them after like baseball pitchers, right? I think that would be cool. Just kidding. I want to get that little bit of that fuzz out of there. Okay, so there's those 2. And then I also got, this is an octopus plant, a Drosera capensis. then it just says glue tip tentacles on leaves bend to trap visiting insects. Digestive liquids dissolve the insects and are reabsorbed by the leaf. This also is watered with distilled water or rainwater. Keep wet at all times. Place in a sunny window. And then it says open the top of the plastic sleeve. So it came in kind of this plastic sleeve basically. And I just took it out of there because I'm like, I'm not keeping it in that. Because I want these guys to eat bugs. But anyways, very, very cool. And then he's got like all these tentacles. So that's probably why he's called an octopus. Because he looks kind of octopus-ish, right? So he's really cool. There's a little dry bit right there. I probably could cut that off. But now I will pot these. And these got, oh, look, there's a little gnat flying around. Come on. Go see that plant. Go see that plant, Nat. Come on. Let's get you trapped on camera. Yes. Eat that plant so the plant can eat you. So anyway, so I'll just I'll leave them here. Let me push them up a little bit. That would be cool if we caught them, if we caught one eating that while we're doing the video. So I'm just gonna leave them sitting there. All right, but I also want to show you, oh, I was saying, I'm gonna leave them in these pots for a while, so I've just kind of rested them there. I'll put them in a saucer, you know, so I can, you know, look at the water. But I want to give them a little time to acclimate, you know, to the house. You know, they're probably under stress after being in the mail. So I don't want to like start repotting them immediately. So, all right. But I also got today was, let me move these little guys. Maybe I'll have to keep one of these guys on my desk. I might have to order more. Oh my gosh, Diana. Because sometimes I do. I'll have like a little gnat like flying around. All right. So, and I think it's because I have these bright lights, right? So they're attracted to that. So I also got today was a ping pot. So this is a handmade pot. And you saw me with the little pings the other day in the little 3D printed pot that I did. And this is really a ping pot. Like that was just me like making one kind of hodgepodgey. But it's good for now. And then, but I have more pings coming, and then I'll put them in here. But what you do is you put that moss, like I was talking about, you'll put that sphagnum moss and the dirt and then the pings on here. And then you put water in here, and then it feeds it through. So what I'll do is I will, if I can, I will pot this live on, you know, on the video. So that little guy's flying around. So we're just going to pull these guys back and see if the gnat goes for the plant. It's just so interesting to me. Okay, I got the rest of my pings and a couple more octopus. So let's get all this stuff unwrapped, and then I'm going to pot these. I thought it'd be fun, so I can finish my dies shorts, which is probably getting pretty long now with adding all these videos, but that's okay. All right, so I just have my little nursery planting thing on my desk, so I can keep everything clean. So these few that I'm going to open here are from the same place that I got those ones the other day that I already opened. And make sure there's nothing in there. All right. So this is from rainbowcarniverousplants.com. That's where I got these two. And I love that they're in the little cups. All right, so this one is called Utricularia livida. And I don't know how big these are going to be. If I can put them all in my ping pot, or if I'll have to put them in a separate pot. All right, so let's see. I can never remember what they look like. I just see the pictures. And oh, so this one has a flower. All right. You just kind of see the pictures, like what they'll turn out to be. You might get them where they don't have a flower, right? That they haven't flowered yet. But this is my first one. Excuse me. This is my first one. Let me just pull the tissue out. It might be easier. This is my first one that has a flower. He's big too. Oh my gosh. He might have to go in his own pot. I think this guy will go in his own pot. Look at how cool he is. He's got some dirt going on. He's got some pretty flowers. So yeah, so I will be putting him in his own pot. So I'm just going to kind of wrap him up a little bit. Because if he has to go in his own pot, I'll do him first before I do the big ping pot. All right, so that was that guy. All right, and then this one is, now I got these on Etsy. Okay, so this one says handle with tweezers and succulent bulb face. Otherwise, okay. So this must be a tiny one, I'm assuming, because that wasn't said that on other ones. Even though I did use tweezers and stuff. So, oh, look at these little guys. Now this one's a little drier. Oh, there's a couple in here. There's a couple in here. And a little baby too. So I'll put that one in the ping pot because they're kind of small. Alright, so I'm just going to wrap him back up. And I'll stick his name with him. And then I just kind of put their names off to the side. I took a picture of everything so I could kind of reference back. I'm just like, do I really need to know the name? I don't know. All right, now these are a couple octopus. Now I got these from a different person than I got before. So I got some regular plants, like regular, I don't know how to call them. They're like regular plants. They're not cactus. They're not succulents. They're like a ZZ plant. There was, I don't know. I need to use my Google Lens. But anyway, so she had these. So they are wrapped very well. And like I said the other day, it's amazing how people can send plants through the mail. Now sometimes, to be honest, I've got some that were a little rugged and ragged and have died. But they've all been really good, like, and taking care of it. So, all right. So this one is a lot like the other one, and he's already been eaten. It looks like this guy. All right. So I'm just going to peel this off. But this is so now I can kind of show you, right, how things come. So usually everything is like taped. So some people use tape that I cannot even open up. Like it's like crazy tape. This is just masking tape. So that's pretty easy to tear, or you can cut it. So this will just, maybe you'll be like, hey, I have some plants I could sell. This is going to kind of maybe show you like how you could do that. All right. So they tape that up. It keeps the dirt in the pot. And then see, this is that fiber fill I was telling you about the other day. So they put that fiber fill in there, because I don't think I showed, did I show you unwrapping the octopus the other day? or was it already unwrapped? I cannot remember. My old brain. So I just kind of carefully peel it all back. And then what I will do, because you can see all of these little like fiber fill things, I'll just take my tweezers and pull them off. You can also use packing tape. You just want to make sure you're not hurting the plant, you know, with the packing tape. That will grab a bunch. So anyways, all right. And I'll just stick that guy. So let's unwrap this one too. I really like the octopus. I mean, I like the pitcher plant too, but supposedly, like if you're like, I want to try those out, supposedly the octopus plant is, excuse me, all the unwrapping. They say that octopus plant, I believe, is a pretty good beginner's plant if you want to just try, you know, the carnivorous. I don't have a Venus fly trap because they have to hibernate, like you, and depending on where you live and all that kind of stuff. Because you can put the Venus fly traps outside, I guess. I don't know how they do in Arizona. And then they would naturally hibernate when it's cold. I mean, you can't have them out in the snow, but so supposedly you can put them in the refrigerator in the wintertime. And then I think you have to take all the dirt off of them so they're just like bare root. And you wrap them up and you just put them in the refrigerator so that they can rest. It can rest over the winter so that when spring comes, they're all ready to go again. Right. Look, come on, we'll get up there. So then what I did with my other one, I just kind of really gently, with a pencil, just kind of got some of the dirt off of them. Trying to make sure I keep staying in the camera. And these are still nice and juicy because I put that cup. And again, I'll go in there and get all those little fibers out of there. But he's looking good too. All right, so there's that one. And like I said, I will put them in their own pot. I don't think I'm just gonna like wait a bit before I start repotting stuff. Right now I just have them sitting in a saucer with water on them, like a 1/4 inch of distilled water. Make sure that there's always like that 1/4 inch, and that goes for those pitcher plants as well, and it goes for the pings as well. All right, now these pings that I got these ones from a different person. So this was Angel Liam plant, some sphagnum moss, however you pronounce it, sphagnum moss, and some ping soil. So it looks like it's vermiculite, perlite, and the ping soil. And you don't use regular potting soil. All right, so I'm just going to set that aside. So let's see what these ones are. So I can't remember why I ordered, you know, from these guys, you know, compared to that. I think I just was looking at the pictures. All right. So let's see. But they're all pretty much wrapped up the same, you know, with the little wet tissue paper and the little ketchup cups. Oh, look at this one. Oh, look at this one. He's a good size. Look at him. Now, they don't have... Oh, here it is. This is Moranen's Ampa A. Okie dokie. All right. So he looks big enough that I could put him in the ping pot. They will get bigger. And then this one is the Imaginata. Okie dokie. Makes you wonder where they come up with these names. Let's see how big this guy is. Oh, he's a good size too. He's a good size too. With his little roots, he's got some healthy little roots there. Okay. And then the last one is, what is this one? Oh, Razzleberry Blonde. Razzleberry Blonde. That one sounds pretty, doesn't it? Actually, it sounds yummy. Not that you eat these, but I mean, it sounds like some good tasting ice cream, what it does. So this one kind of looks like that first one I opened up. So there's that one. All right, so let's get to potting. Now I'm just going to go dump these in the potting soil that I already have ready, because I'm going to put them in my ping pot. But I am going to plant this guy first because he's big. I want him in his own pot, and then I think the other ones could go together. I have all my little things. Now, usually I don't do this at my desk, but okie dokie. Okay, so I have off to the side some sphagnum moss and some dirt, and I'm going to put my little wick up in the pot, and then that just will go into that little cup. So I just have my little wick, and then off here I have some sphagnum moss, and I have just wet it. I'm just going to put it in here, and that's going to help that little wick thing stay in there. Okay. And then I also have some dirt. I also have some of my ping soil. And like I said, I don't usually do this at my desk, but I don't know how else to do it so that you can see. All right, where's my wick? There's the wick. I just want to make sure it doesn't fall out. All right, so I'm just filling my little pot. And this is the ping soil. And then I poured in those 2 little bags that I got from that company. And then I'm just, so it's very similar to potting like house plants or whatever. All right. So I'm just kind of bringing it up, because he's kind of thick, right? See how kind of thick he is? So I'm just going to kind of put him in there. I got this a little bit too high. Okay. Poor little guy. He's like, I just came in the mail, and now you're like messing with me. All right. So then I'm just going to put some moss, some dirt around him. And I'm not going to fuss with him too much. Hopefully it's staying in focus here. My camera's like, what are you showing today? All right, I'll get a little closer. So I'm just putting that dirt up into that pot. And then he will move around. Now I'm not putting any moss. I don't know if I was mentioning the moss or not. Let me get my pencil. I have some other moss coming because I had got moss from Amazon. I don't remember if I had to do some editing, so I can't remember if I edited this out. And it just bothered me because I was like, what is in that moss? So I ended up ordering some, and I talked to the lady where it came from, so I feel a little more confident. All right. Let me wipe my hands a little bit. Okay. So just kind of clean this up a bit. And I'll clean it up better after the video, but okay. And I put some water in here, and that's just distilled water. And then the little wick thing goes down into the pot and soaks that water up, which brings it up to the little ping. Now what I am going to do is I am going to kind of mist him into the dirt. And this will also clean off, you know, how messy I was. Get his little flowers. I love that this one's got some flowers happening. That little flower is off. All right, but I just want to leave him. I don't want to mess with him too much. All right, so there's the first guy, and then I'll just go set him over underneath the grow light. Now we're going to do my little ping pot. So I showed you this last week, and it's kind of similar potting like I did with the little self-watering one that I put the little guy by himself. So I take the little moss, the little sphagnum moss, and this will keep the dirt from going out as well of the little holes. And I just have moistened it. That's too much. And then I think that the sphagnum moss or whatever, I think it retains water. Let me give it a little mist. I think it retains water a little bit better. All right. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wet that a little bit. All right. So now I'm going to fill this up with the dirt. And then I'm wondering if one of these bigger ones I might put in the little pot that I did the other day. I'll see as I get going, because I have more room in that one than I do this one, and I don't want to overcrowd this one because these are going to grow and spread, and I'd rather not have to repot them, you know, right away. All right, so here's this one that says use tweezers. I'm gonna go wipe my hand. This one is the one that says use tweezers. And so I have these, but you don't want to like squeeze them. You just basically want to just rest them in the tweezer. Like, I'm thinking my hands are a lot more gentler than the tweezers, to be honest. But if you're not careful, the leaves will just like, you know, come right off. All right, so I'm just going to make a little hole. And there's a little baby right there. So I'm just going to put him real careful in that little hole. And then just kind of hold like this and snug that dirt up underneath there. And there's his little baby. So I'm just, the baby's kind of attached, and I'm just saying you can stay attached. All right, and then we have this guy, so he's a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna put him here because it's the same kind as that guy. So that way the same kind are beside each other. Okay, there's two. And then that was, what was that one? No, I can't even remember. I can't remember. All right, so we have, okay, so there's this biggish one. There's, that one's kind of big. Oh, I might be able to get them all in here. Although I do think I want to put one in that other pot. I'm going to put this guy in the other pot. All right, just so I'm not overcrowding. All right. So we've got our little roots. And I'm just going to set him like that. And again, just kind of push the dirt. Up underneath. And I'm going to add more dirt once I get them in there. So I might be able to get them all in here. Maybe not. I can't make up my mind. Okay, so this guy's a big one. And he's got a couple little leaves. So just kind of work it back and forth. There. Now you can, now this leaf is yellow, so I'm not going to try to, you know, have that root. But they will root from leaves. All right, so I'm going to put this guy here. Like that. And again, just kind of push the dirt up underneath there so that the roots are connected to the soil. And I'm going to bring some more dirt. And I might have been able to bring them up a little higher, but I've noticed the other ones are growing and they're getting a little taller. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Plus, when I get that other moss, I'll come in here and I'll add a little bit of moss to it. that looks pretty good. All right. And like I did before, let me clean this dirt out of there. I'm gonna water that in. So see, you can see them now, like in there, all happy. Happy babies, happy little pings. Get those dirt out of there. Okay, so I'm just going to mist. And then it kind of washes the dirt off of them, you know, that I've made a mess. All right. And then I will put dirt in the bottom of here. So I won't do it here because I don't have to carry it over, but I'm going to put dirt in here, probably up to there. And then I'm going to bring that other one over so I can put this guy in it. Okay, so here is the one I planted the other day, well, the first part of the video. So you can see that these guys have gotten a little bit bigger. This one has got, you know, a couple new things popping out over here. And the babies look a little more poofy, and he's growing. Now, some of these little leaves, I don't, you know, nothing's happening with these. See, there's a tiny little leaf here. So, you know, I'm hoping that he will grow. And I think there was another one somewhere. I'm not for sure. But anyways, all right, so I'm going to put this guy over here. So see, this soil is a little bit more pearlite-y or whatever, because I put a little more perlite in it. So, but I love how this guy just sitting up so nice so that I can just stick him in there without any problems. Because some of the other ones are pretty flat to the soil, so it's kind of hard to find their roots. But I'm going to put a little bit more soil in here. Because it's settled a little bit from, you know, misting and stuff like that. Oops, I think there's another little leaf there. I don't know. Oops, and I dropped dirt in my saucer. So I'll have to empty it out and put some clean dirt. And I put a little purple gem there. That kind of looks cool with the different colored dirts, doesn't it? Then I'll get my pencil out and fix it a little bit. But I think that looks pretty good. don't even know. I think this is like quartz or something. I can't remember. One of the people that I ordered off of Whatnot, the first couple times I ordered and got plants. It was the first time I ordered. I don't know if it was Jen, but they put a little gem in there with my first order. All right, so that is pretty cool, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of mist. And then that just kind of cleans any of the little dirt clods that I've got on there off. And then I'll, take it back over where it sits, and I'll empty this out because I got dirt in my nice clean water. But I think it looks so cute, and I can't wait till they start flowering. I'm so excited that I did get one that has some flowers. So once he gets situated and gets happy, hopefully those flowers will spring up. Okay, let me say see you later, alligator, after all of those individual videos. So I hope you enjoyed that. I did order another ping ceramic bowl because I think that's just going to be a little bit better for them. Better than the little one that I just kind of rigged up. They just seem like a little moisture or whatever. But so hopefully they won't mind me move them around again when I get that. So anyways, so I'm going to, if you have any questions at all, make sure you ask me. If I'm not sure, I can look it up because this is all new to me. But they are super fun to look at, and I'm hoping that one with the flowers, I hope he comes around. He looks a little sad, but I know it takes them a little bit of time, to get their roots going and all that kind of stuff. So fingers crossed, all will be good. So anyways, have a good weekend, and I will see you Monday for my Mimeograph Monday with a Twist, and that will be at 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. Have a great weekend. I'll see you then. Bye for now.